So occasionally parents will say to me, Katie, my child is just not interested in books. He just doesn't want to sit and listen to a story. What can I do? So in today's video, I want to share with you 8 simple, easy tips for helping your child become interested in listening to a story and stay interested. Hi, my name is Katie. I'm a speech and language therapist from Talking Buddies, the kind of talking that makes a difference. So my first tip is, if you want your child to be interested in reading, then you have to model that behaviour yourself. Show your child that reading is something that you love. Let them see you becoming engrossed in a book and can't drag yourself away. Show your child that reading is just something that we do in this family. Tip number 2 is have lots of books available to your children. And remember, the local libraries are an excellent resource. I think you can borrow up to 12 books at a time for your child. So there's no shortage of books if you use that lovely resource that we have. Also have books displayed around your child's environment. So in his playroom, in his bedroom, different parts of the house. And if possible, it's lovely if you can have your books displayed face out. And I know that's tricky, but if you just think about putting them maybe along a windowsill, putting them along a wall, or putting them on a coffee table. You don't need fancy bookshelves, just display them in a way that's going to entice your child to choose a book, and just watch, if you display your books in this way, how your child will gravitate towards that book. So tip number 3 is make reading a part of your daily routine. So you might have a routine that you read a book every night at bedtime, and it's just part of what we do in our family. We brush our teeth, we put on our pajamas, and then we have our story. If bedtime is a crazy time in your house, that's okay. Think about your day and different times during the day that you could have a book reading routine during your day. So it might be after dinner. That's a good time in your house for everyone to snuggle up on the couch and have a story read to them. It might be when the small baby has gone for a nap that you have that time with your 3-year-old to share a book. Make that part of your family tradition. Tip number 4 is start small and start with something that's going to be really engaging. So for example, books that are interactive and noisy and have lots of lovely, bright, bold illustrations. That's a good place to start. My kids love this book here. It's called Peck, Peck, Peck by Lucy Cousins, and they love to wiggle their fingers through the holes, and there's holes all the way through on every page as the woodpecker pecks everything around the house, and it's great fun. So picking books like that can be really engaging and help your child become interested and wanted to hear that story again and again. So tip number 5 is to let your child explore the book in his or her own way. You don't have to read the text in a book. My little girl loves this book. It's called 10 Little Fingers and 10 Little Toes, and it's by Mem Fox. And a lot of the time she'll just flick through the book herself and look at the pictures. And if she stops, maybe for example here, I might say, oh look, I see fingers, I see toes. I might point to her fingers or her toes. But I don't necessarily always read the text of the book because she's quite young and she's maybe not interested in hearing me read that story. And if children just aren't ready to sit and listen to books just yet, don't worry and don't panic. It will happen in time. Just by surrounding your child with books and having a culture of books and book reading in your house, your child will eventually learn to love that story time. Some kids also need a little bit more movement than others, so you might have to reconsider how you're doing stories with them. So maybe it's when they're doing their Lego that you could read a story, or maybe when they're painting they could do a story. So you might have to just think about what ways you can introduce book reading to suit your child. Tip number 6. So if your child has a specific interest, look for books based on that particular topic. So for example, sometimes small boys love books all about vehicles, tractors and machinery. So maybe look for books on that topic if your child is interested in that. I love this series of books by Tony Mitten and Ant Parker. There's lots in the series, so amazing airplanes, cool cars, brilliant boats. These are lovely, lovely books. And also there's lovely vocabulary in these books. And they're also lovely rhyming books. So look for books based on your child's particular interest. So if your child is interested in dinosaurs, if they're interested in space, if they're interested in princesses, you'll find books about that topic. Tip number 7, use your voice to engage your child. Read slowly and emphasize key words. You build up the anticipation and excitement using your voice. Maybe use different voices for different characters if that works for your book. This book called Owl Babies by Martin Waddell, here's an example. So one night they woke up and their owl mother was gone. "Where's Mummy?" asked Sarah. "Oh my goodness," said Percy. "I want my mummy," said Bill. And finally, tip number 8. If you do eventually find a book that your child loves and they want to hear it over and over and over again, don't worry about that. There are great benefits to children rereading books and hearing books over and over. Number 1, they learn much more detail about the characters, they learn all about the storyline, and they have a much better understanding of the vocabulary in that book. So don't worry if you have to read it over and over again, even if it is a bit painful. So that concludes my 8 tips on how to get children interested in stories and keep them interested. If you like what you heard, please subscribe to our channel to get lots more information on books and how to develop language skills for young children. Thanks for listening.